First time for everything. We learn. And we're live. Hi, Ty.
Hi, Kia. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for joining me today
Sure.
to talk about our Scentxplore samples. I'm so excited because you were with me at Scentxplore. We were
Mhm.
together on at Scentxplore in New York. So, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
My name is Taisha, and I enjoy fragrances. I live in the DMV, and yeah.
Cool. Yes. So what is your favorite scent profile?
I think right now I'm finding like ambery things are good, like hug in a bottle type things are what I really am gravitating towards right now.
And what's like your favorite fragrance of the moment, I suppose?
Mm.
Like what's your quintessential hug in a bottle?
Well, people probably would not agree with this being a hug, but I would say maybe two things like
Okay.
Argos Trifibacus. I feel like that's very like cozy. And then Genres Parfums Black Apple, like both very cozy
Okay.
fragrances. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So give me 1 second, Ty, because I want to make sure that I'm sort of monitoring or I can see what's going on while we're on live.
Okay.
'Cause this is my first time hosting my own live. I've done live with Lulu once or twice, maybe. Can't quite remember. But alrighty. So I guess the first thing I grabbed out of the bag are the Nicheend, if that's how you pronounce it. Do you recall how they pronounce their brand?
I think it's niche and yeah.
Nicheend. So I have their
Hmm.
discovery kit, and that's something they were a brand that really stood out. I think to us both when we were there, right?
Yeah,
When
definitely. Definitely.
they
And
felt
they stood out so much to me that I actually went and ordered a sample kit. And the presentation of it, I was really kind of blown away. I was like, this brand is really like making a name for themselves as far as just how they look and how everything. I should have brought it down, but how everything opens and how it's packaged, and it was just really, really nice.
okay.
Unfortunately, I didn't find anything that I loved in the sample kit, but I liked everything enough that I would still, patron them.
Okay. So I this is the Nishan um discovery kit that they included in the Scentxplore bags.
Hmm.
And it has it has four samples in it, individually boxed. And so they're more of a futuristic company. And that's what definitely caught my eye. Like, okay, so
Hmm.
what is this? And what are they about? So and then so a lot of the names of their fragrances are also like I have ones that are called like Gravity, Earth, Asteroid, and Jupiter. So
Okay.
um yeah, so they were just kind of a standout company and their bottles look kind of cute too.
Yeah.
Um so that's exciting. And I think I see a discovery kit from Max Aroma on here that look the like you said, the packaging looks really interesting and nice.
Hmm.
But
I think
let's
the
see.
asteroid is Jupiter.
Asteroid.
Yeah, I got Mercury and Sun because I think they made them all a little bit different. But I did get Earth and Gravity.
Okay. So well then we're gonna have to tell each other. So I have so you have asteroid, you said?
Mm-mm. I have
No.
Earth and Gravity.
Okay, let's do those two together because since you have those, let's start with Earth, I guess.
Okay. Okay, I'm get into it.
Yeah, they're individually boxed.
All right.
So I have Earth. What are you getting so far? I'm getting like fresh.
Definitely fresh. Manly. I get manly.
Yeah,
Those
there's
are
a little
immediately think of manly.
masculinity in this. green, amber.
Very clean.
Let's get our friend to help us, Fragrantica.
Marine.
What would you give it out of 5?
A 3.
Yeah, this is nice, but it's not for me, and mainly because I think it's unisex, leaning masculine.
Mm-hmm. I would not want my husband to smell like this. Like, I mean, I wouldn't, like, if he wore it, I would be like, okay, but it wouldn't make me just like want to walk up to him and sniff him.
He just smells like a man at work, right?
Okay, it works, yeah.
So on paper, and it's weird because, girl, why I say maybe we need to let some of these top notes come down, because why is it saying it has pineapple, peach, water notes, orange, mandarin, bergamot, all this stuff in it.
But you know what? Even in their kit, I did find that I was like, oh, really? Like when I was going through them, I was like, it has that in it? Like, I definitely think that is a thing with this house. Maybe they're just so well blended that we can't pick out the separate notes, but
I haven't sprayed these. This is my first time being in them, so maybe that's just this opening fresh out the box. But it is sweetening up, and the thing that I like about this is that in the base notes there's jasmine and orris. Like, there's no like quote unquote these masculine notes like cedar and iris and stuff like that. But so I think on skin, this might do a little something. I don't know. It got these fruits, and then in the middle it has rose and pink pepper.
What?
Yeah, and then jasmine and orris. I like orris to make things kind of creamy and feel snuggly. So
I do like orange.
It's still not my favorite, but I am surprised to see some of these notes in here.
That is definitely smart. What would you give it out of 5?
Probably a 3 with you. Only because it's just not something that I want to. Now, if it's good on somebody else, or if it makes for a decent fragrance, okay, that's cool. But yeah. So let's move on to Nicheend's Gravity.
Get like cinnamon.
Let's see. Yes. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let me spray that again, because I kind of like that a little bit. Yeah. So right off, I'm with you. I do get the cinnamon, like a spicy, something ambery.
Definitely ambery.
It gets a little fresh, but like it stays more grounded in that earthy kind of. All right, so here it is.
Is it licorice?
Huh?
Is there licorice in there?
All right, so at the top there's rosemary and rum. So yeah, I could see rosemary kind of giving things a different take that we're like. Then there's patchouli and ginger. So patchouli, those spicy, kind of spicy, earthy. And then it's amber. Yeah, so 1 out of 5. It's not for me.
Really? I didn't think you would give it a 1 because the way you reacted to it initially, I thought you would be like, oh, okay, this is.
Yeah, it was just something that grabbed my nose. And again, this is paper, first impression.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting like the full, because there's a fragrance I would love to talk about. It has nothing to do with Scentxplore or the swag bag, but I sprayed it on and I was like, but of course, like true enthusiasts that we are, you give it some time. And so it was just sitting on my skin, and the more I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely going on the wish list for a bottle.
What is it?
Talk that later. What'd you say? Oh, okay. Are you curious? Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Tell me what it is. Of course.
Bubble Phase. So it is a fragrance by one of our. Do you know? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, that's from
our Fragcomm's own Katrina.
Pink is her name. Oh my gosh.
I can't remember.
Pink Mahogany. Pink Mahogany.
So she did it in collaboration with Pink Mahogany.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that one is very interesting. And I know what you mean by like, you're just like, and for me with that one, I was like, which I don't really care normally what people think, but I was like, what would people say about this when if I have it on? And I don't even know where my sample is, but I would definitely revisit that sample. It was really nice, I feel.
I am with you. Like, so, because I was like, oh, it's a little effervescent, it's a little
Hmm.
bubbly. Yeah, like
Hmm.
some, and I was like, oh, it's kind of bright and up there,
Yeah.
lively. And then it started coming down to like okay, it's settling in and it's feeling warm and cuddly. Like, so I like that transition. I like that you get to experience the opening for quite a while and then it goes into that and then it be, but I think we're going too far into this, but it's a fragrance with a cranberry note. And so in the winter, I feel like in the winter, I'm kind of into cranberry and I don't have a lot of fragrances with cranberry.
Hmm.
And I would like to see people be crapping all over Bath and Body Works, but they are the ones that like get you started. So I don't think I would have really experienced cranberry without being into Bath and Body Works first because they have frosted cranberry, which I absolutely love.
I've
And so
never tried
this has a prominent note to me, or Bubble Face does, has a prominent note of cranberry. So super excited about
it.
that. Definitely has gone on a wish list, and I'm like really trying to savor my sample.
I have got to find it. Don't spray it on skin though. I mean, clothes, light clothes though, because I remember it being really dark. It's like really dark, right? Okay.
I mean, my little sample, like it's light colored.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking about a different one that she had then. Okay, but I did try Bubble Face.
So this one, I think this is Earth. Is this Earth? Did we do Earth or is this Gravity? Are we on
We
Earth?
did gravity second.
Okay, so Gravity.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like
give,
it.
I'm gonna give it to a man.
It's
This is
definitely not for me.
leaning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the rum, even though it's at the top, it rounds it out. It rounds out those spicy notes of patchouli and ginger. So I just wouldn't mind smelling it on a man. I don't know if I
Mhm.
prefer, but I wouldn't mind, you know?
I would prefer Earth on a man for sure.
All right. So which you have a different one than I do. What other different one do you have?
I have Mercury and Sun.
Okay. You want to tell us about Mercury?
Okay. Let's see, Mercury. Ooh, this is really bright in the opening. Lemon, maybe? Bergamot in the opening. And maybe there's a white or yellow floral in here. I'm not sure. I like it though. I mean, I probably personally would not wear it, but I would if I smelled it on someone, I would not be mad at it. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I've smelled anything like it. It's a
But
nice, like everyday, safe scent.
is it feminine?
I would say it's directly unisex.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I see is that it does have notes of coriander, citruses, bergamots, Turkish rose, cedar, amber, and spices. So
Mm.
do you smell those things?
Definitely. I don't smell any rose. Definitely the probably cedar, but yeah, the bergamot for sure was the very first thing I smelled.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give me spicy though.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yep.
What's your next one?
My next one is Asteroid.
Okay.
And this smells so familiar. It's giving me warm. It's giving me cuddly, not like too warm, but just warm, like you would something you'd probably pick up in the fall. Or, but there's a brightness to it too.
Hmm. What are
Uh,
those?
okay, so it's being described as an amber woody. with citrus powdery. This reminds me of something. So it has a slew of notes. Jeez. So it's opening up with some spices and citrus. Middle is floral with orris. And the base is like everything under the sun that you would look for in a base.
What do
So
they compare it
beeswax,
to?
cedar, sandalwood, agarwood, beeswax, tonka, musk, like everything is in there. And
What do they
I'm
compare it to?
looking.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say?
What do they compare it to?
So it's being compared to things that I'm not familiar with. Um, Primordialis. I'm not familiar with any that house. Not familiar with that house. Sorry, Melt My Heart, Strange Love, NYC. I've heard of them. I don't know that fragrance. You know what? They're gonna say La Capitale by Zerjoff. I mean, it's a remind me of. So people confuse that with smells like or similar to. No, there could be something like this. So maybe I'll give it to them and that it might remind me of it without the strawberry.
Okay.
And the leather note isn't that harsh or oud.
Is that feminine?
What you say?
Is that feminine?
I think the average person would say it's unisex, more lean and masculine, but I would give it unisex. And that is not, you're not getting these girly notes, you're not getting sweet and, you know, but it is like just some cozy fragrance. I don't know how to even describe that well. But
Where would
yeah,
you wear it?
what'd you say?
Where would you wear it? Would you wear it first, and then where would you wear it?
I would not wear it only because again it kind of, so it's weird. It's weird because this is first impressions. I don't know. Because when I first smelled I'll tell you by PDM, I was like, it smells like a base note in a fragrance that I already own. You know, like I was like, it smells like, I thought it was given a little bit of By the Fireplace, but without the smoke.
Okay.
But then, you know, I just wore it and it just started giving me all the feels.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
the same
absolutely love
favorite.
it. And so I feel like this is a base note in the fragrance.
You feel like the whole fragrance is a base note. Interesting. Okay.
Well, not base note, but like a base layer to some other things you're supposed to put into it to make it, you know, a whole fragrance. So that's why I don't want to discount this now. But as of right now, as a first impression, I wouldn't wear it. But I wouldn't lose hope. I'm gonna keep the sample.
Let's see what happens.
What's the next one you have that I don't have?
I have Sun, and I had actually
What's it
pulled this
called?
Sun, S-U-N. Yeah, I had actually pulled this one aside to explore more when I initially
I like
smelled
to
it,
hear that.
but I have not smelled it since. So there was something that impressed me about it. I don't remember what it was.
Okay. So tell us.
Yeah. Okay. This is one. It's definitely spicy. It's like amber, maybe a little bit woody, but it's familiar.
Okay.
Maybe in the vein of angel share, but not with cinnamon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like, and I'm a person who I don't like cinnamon in my fragrances, so angel share is not what I gravitate towards. So this is something I would wear. I would want my husband to wear. I would probably say, spray on my son. It's nice. It's really nice.
I'm
Very fall winter.
I didn't know that about you, that you don't like cinnamon in your fragrances. Okay, we learn stuff. We learn stuff every day, you know.
Yeah, this is really. I really like this, and it's just sweet enough, like not overly candy, pink sugar. It's just sweet enough.
Okay, so let me see what they say the notes are. So just in summary, I guess they're saying the top is white flowers, the middle is vanilla, and the base is the O word, musk. amber musk, which is in the notes. And those are the notes that they're giving us. So sounds up my
Simple.
alley. I mean,
You would probably like it. It's just
but you
simple.
got cinnamon, so I'm curious.
No, I don't think there's cinnamon in here.
Oh, okay.
I don't, and that's why I like it.
That's why you like it.
Mhm.
Sorry. All right. Okay, so sun, we gotta put that on the discover more
Yeah,
list.
yeah, but fall, winter for sure. Like, what's your
Oh,
next one?
okay, that's interesting. So, because they give these very few notes that don't give you real insight to like that it'll be that heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the people on Fragrantica say. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people say winter, fall, nighttime.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely agree with that.
Okay, and then they're comparing it to By the Fireplace.
I don't get that. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe.
they could be reaching, you know. Lone Feline, Absolute Aphrodisiac, Ani.
Mm-hmm. I
So
could see absolute aphrodisiac. Yeah, I could see that.
I
Yeah.
would never have guessed that this was that deep. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
well,
Nice.
they don't give you all the notes and stuff, and but you smelled it. So
What do you,
um,
what do you have next?
I have this one is Jupiter,
Okay. I
and
think that's one of the ones I purchased. I think.
I bet you did because I when I sprayed because I wanted to spray it on the paper just to make sure, like, to help us move along. um, it grabbed my attention. Like, well, wait a minute, you
Mhm.
like this one? I think I like it. It smells different. It smells ambery. It's in the amber family to me.
Mhm.
Um,
What are the notes on that one?
let me get them for you really quickly. I'm trying to gather my thoughts before I see the notes to see like if my nose is picking up. Something gives me a little bit soapy, but nothing off-putting. Like, why am I wearing a soapy fragrance? It's just
Mhm.
something to add a little something in there that I guess to keep it bright. But it's ambery. And what did you get from it?
I
Do
don't
you remember?
remember. I really don't. I have not. I sprayed them once, and I just really haven't revisited.
This is interesting. Like, interesting. It's piqued my interest. Like, if they had a travel, I probably would have bought it.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember if
But
they
I
had
don't know
trailers.
enough about a full bottle. Okay, so it looks like the star of the show is Olabanum, which
Interesting.
I'm not that familiar with. I know
Mhm.
it's in a lot of things, but I just don't know it as a note to pick out. So it says fresh balsamic, somewhat
Mhm.
green, woody and spicy with a
Mhm.
fruity top note. That's a lot in the note. I mean,
Mhm.
but I totally get it. And that's where you see what I'm saying? Like I was saying, like it's kind of ambery, but a little sweet, but a little so yeah, I totally get that. And if this is what Olabanum is, because it shows up in its top notes and its base notes, then I totally get it. In the middle, there's cedar and patchouli with a little bit of vanilla and orange. I feel like to just compliment it.
You're here for it.
Kind of here for it. Am I here for a full bottle? Not sure. So it's being compared to Musk Ravageur. I do not think it's Musk Ravageur to me is more musky and spicy, a little bit spicier. Um, Material, they're saying amouage material, which I would say amouage material gives off the same kind of vibe. Like I think this is more ambery sweet than material. I wouldn't say Shalimar. They're
Ooh.
probably distant cousins somewhere, and that they're all ambery. They all have some spice. They all
Mhm.
have that bit of vanilla. But for
Mhm.
whatever reason, this is giving me more of a fruity, ambery, balsamic something.
I gotta go find it. I mean, you gotta go revisit it for sure.
Yeah. So
You're gonna love on that sample then, huh?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, I would need to put this one out to continue to test on skin.
Mhm.
What else do you have in your bag?
I have, that what did Max Roma did their, you kind of released their Danston House of Danston line, and they put a lot of samples in the bag. The boxes that look like this one right here.
Oh, I think I did see one of those. Hold on.
And I have 5 of them.
Oh, you do?
Here. And I remember going to their stand, and the person who was there, she really expressed that Game of Joy was her favorite. I
Okay.
really like that one. I did. I thought I had to agree with her that that was probably the best offering for more feminine fragrances. And I've seen a lot of people in the groups like talk about that one.
Okay.
And also you. It's called you. Question mark you.
Yeah, I know I had some, but
What do you have?
I
What do
don't
you put?
I don't think I have it in this particular bag.
Okay.
I must have taken it out. Oh, one that I am curious. Okay, here's two that I'm super curious to talk about,
Okay.
and if you have it in your bag. No, three maybe. Okay, the first is one of the fragrances that was specifically made for Scentxplore called Sweet Escape.
Yeah, have that one.
What do you think? Oh, what do you think?
I think I remember it being safe. Like, let me see. I don't remember. I just felt like it was safe. That's all.
You guys, they made this fragrance, and it's like a premium, huge sample that they put in a bag.
It's not wowing me. Um, you know, like I'm going grocery shopping. I would spritz. I'd be like, oh, let me just test it. That's what I would spray on.
Oh my
You
gosh.
love it?
I loved it. I loved it so much because it's so
Oh,
like warm, sweet, bakery. They put a note of gingerbread in here.
really?
Yes. I was talking to the guy and he was just showing me like the way that they source a certain note, and then they were showing me some other stuff, but all that like started to twinkle in my brain is when he was like, there's gingerbread in there. I was like, ah. So the next day, like I wore some because I was just like, yo, I
Did,
love this stuff.
did you love it at first, spritz, or as you were wearing it throughout the day, you were like, oh, this is really good?
I loved it at first spritz.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
think because it's so huge and it was the one in the bag that I was like, let me see what this is. And it's called
Mhm.
Sweet Escape. And then I was like, ooh, so I made sure to go back to the booth.
Mhm.
Now the only thing is that I was like, where do I buy this? I don't know
Mhm.
why I could not find information. Like I went to their Instagram, I went to their website, and I saw like no real information on how to buy it.
Oh wow, that's
But I said,
unfortunate.
Kia, it's 2025. You have enough. You have things that are like Joe Malone's ginger biscuit. Just calm down. You don't need everything that pops up.
And this is gonna I mean, you have a collection where you're not going through this. You're not. I mean, maybe you love it that much. I don't know, but you're probably not going to go through this anytime soon.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm sorry you didn't love it as much as I did. I absolutely, oh my God, I loved it.
wow, it's nice. It's nice. I will wear it. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it's
Okay.
nice. I would
Got it.
probably
It's
layer it with
cool.
something sweeter.
It's cool. The second one I really wanted to get your opinion on because I heard a lot about it from other people was Jason's on a Cloud. So
Oh yeah.
Jason is the Japanese brand that's like bottling Japanese culture
Hmm.
into a fragrance. So like this was not on my radar until fragrance friend another fragrance friend, Ty.
Mhm.
She was just talking about how she loves to drink hojicha.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I've never drank hojicha, but she was like, oh my gosh, I've been drinking it since I visited Japan, I think, or before she went to Japan, something, but basically it's part of her daily routine. And they have fragrances that had a fragrance that matched that. And so I was like, if she can attest that something was very much close to Japanese culture bottled up, then maybe their other offerings do too. Um, and so I was so excited to go over and try. They had a cherry blossom fragrance
Mhm.
that I was excited about because, here in the DMV, it's all about cherry blossoms in the spring.
Yeah.
And so the other fragrance that people kept talking about is On a Cloud.
Mhm.
So do you have that?
I
Can we
do. Yeah.
together?
Mhm.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you remember, I went because I only was able to stay for one day, and I went over to that stand, and like everything there was so interesting, but there was so many people there that I didn't get a chance to explore everything. But everything that I smelled from their regular line was like really good, and I would love travel sizes of a lot of them. I don't know if I would want 4 bottles of any of them that I was able to explore, but I would just love a discovery set. And then also they gave a discovery set of their more higher end things. One of them I did smell, and she's like, "Oh, it's the fragrance of a fox," and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Oh, okay.
And it is a fox, and I don't want to smell like a fox.
Right.
Um, and I haven't even opened it yet because I was like, that fox was too much. That fox scared me. I don't know about the other two. I'm gonna get to them at some point, but I was like, I'm staying away from that fox. But yes, On a Cloud, I liked it. I don't remember it. What did you think?
Um, Now I didn't get to smell the fox one.
That you're lucky.
I I was like, fox, I don't know. I didn't get to smell that one. I smelled some other ones, but this one in particular, I did smell it before today. And I was just kind of like, oh, there's
Mm-hmm.
mint in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not as fond, like I think I'm picky about mint and notes. And I think I feel two ways about it. Like I use one of my best friends, she will always have like freshly washed hair and she will always chew a stick of gum. And so between the shampoo and the gum, it was just always, this is how I know her. And it's just like, oh, it was always inviting. And I love that about her and that combination. So that's the good part of mint. The bad part of mint is some daily care use item that I don't want to smell mint. And when I first smelled On a Cloud, I was like, it's kind of on that side for me where I don't want to smell this mint in my. But today,
Oh.
I'm getting a softer, pillowy kind of mint, and let me double check because there's definitely a difference between like mint, spearmint, peppermint, and
Mm-hmm.
some mints. This is actually peppermint, so it has peppermint, vanilla, sugar, and milk.
I feel like this is the soft mints, the big soft mints. That is this like verbatim 100% in a bottle. And I really like how it smells, but I don't think I want to smell like that all day long. But it smells good. It smells good. I don't
Yeah,
hate it. Mm. But it's a
I'm.
very interesting line brand.
Yeah,
I want to explore it more.
I think I'm getting a. I think I'm coming to this like, oh, I think I like it more because of that milk and vanilla and
Mm.
sugar. And so I feel like I would love to wear this in the spring.
Mm. Okay. I don't know if I think peppermint, I think winter, I would be like, I'm
Okay.
wearing this around Christmas and, you know, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. All right, there's two other ones. I'm trying to do a time check. We're at like 35 minutes now.
Okay.
But there are two more for sure that I know I want to ask you about. I'm also going to look a little deeper to see if I do have the Destain ones. Maybe it's hiding under something because I can't dump out the whole bag or what have you.
Did you get more than one bag?
What you say?
Did you get more than one bag?
So I did, but I felt like because I was doing, I think I kind of got it on the last day. It was significantly smaller. So I didn't really, I don't know, I guess I didn't really look into it too much and was kind of giving samples away.
Okay.
But the next one that I did want to ask you about was, do you have a Black Cliff sample?
I do.
Okay. And which one do you have? I have Born in Barbados.
I have Incidental Orris.
Oh, we don't have the same ones. Okay.
I heard Born in Barbados was really nice.
Say the name of yours again.
Incidental Orris.
Okay. Oh, I like Orris. So
I do.
let's see what he did with that. So can I just mention first? So Black Cliff is a Black-owned brand. The bottles are very unique in that they look like a stone. The guy that owns the brand is super nice, super awesome. It's just that when I was smelling a lot of the fragrances, they all felt unisex, meaning masculine. But what I loved and appreciated about his fragrances was that they because I guess they felt a little bit more unisex. I would love to smell the profiles on men because they weren't your typical brute, harsh, kind of just I'm overly manly type scents. They were very like, oh my gosh, I could see myself like, like snuggling up to that or like wanting to smell that in a man's neck, but just not for me. So yeah, tell us about the one that you have and I'll look up the notes too.
I don't know, because we did talk to him for a long time. Did he say something about, maybe I'm making this up, wanting to get more into more feminine profiles?
I don't quite remember, but probably so.
The Incidental Orris.
How do you feel about it?
Am I really getting too much Orris? It smells like.
So that's what's incidental about it.
I know, right? I don't know. Like, remember the picture that's in the back of the booth, and it was like cliffs and like water, and like I'm kind of getting like the sea and mineral, like the picture.
Okay.
I can see the picture, and I like Orris a lot.
Oh, look, we have something in common.
But I don't like this. I don't like this.
Is it masculine?
It's unisex.
Unisex. So, in Incidental Orris, and I see that Kalmont Kannenberg is the perfumer. Was he there? Was he the one talking to us?
I don't remember what his name was. I don't remember.
Because there was a guy that was kind of like out front. It wasn't the owner of the brand. He was kind of in the back, but there was a guy like really out front talking to different people about the brand.
Yeah.
Want to say it was him, but I'm not sure. So, but some of the notes, and so crazy. So I don't see Orris in this lineup, but there's lots of musk, peach, sandalwood, lavender, ginger, patchouli. It's like a boatload of notes: bamboo, coriander, oak moss, hinoki wood, iris, mandarin orange, lemon, bergamot. So
Very well blended. I can't pick out any of those, but I would.
yeah.
Interesting. Why would they call it Incidental Orris?
Because
That'd
maybe
be-
I was thinking maybe, especially since you said you didn't smell it, I was thinking the name may be coming from like a combination of the notes, kind of giving you an Orris feel.
Okay.
Maybe kind of like, is this Orris? But there's
Mm-hmm.
no Orris here, so you're incidentally smelling some Orris. Not for you.
Nothing. Mm-mm.
That was my thought. That was my take.
It's a
But
good thought. I like it.
the one I have again is called Born in Barbados, which is making me think, okay, because that's where he's from.
People were talking about this one. People got that sample and they've been talking about this one.
Okay. So without finding it just yet, what I'm getting from it, and I'm so curious about the notes because I'm getting an earthy, slightly powdery, but deeper on the deeper side.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because that powdery kind of makes it come off a
You
little.
found the Orris.
Maybe some Oris, maybe some like super raw coconut, or maybe the husk of the coconut, not like a sweet flesh milk.
I feel like it's interesting you said earthy because I felt like all of his presentation, like all of his offerings were earthy. Like they, it comes in a rock,
Right.
and I think everything had an earthy quality to it.
Yep. And so again, for me, I just remember feeling like a lot of these are kind of masculine leaning and not quite up my alley. I'm not finding Born in Barbados on Fragrantica, so let me check the interwebs and see Born in Barbados.
Maybe I'm just wishing he will have an offering that is more feminine, and then maybe I'm just like not remembering it correctly, because who doesn't want to have that bottle in your collection? Because the bottle is so beautiful and different,
Unique, right?
And he's such a nice guy. You just want to support his brand, So I do hope, if he's listening, I do hope that you do offer more feminine, leaning offerings.
Did you smell, were you the one that told me about Mr. Pink?
Might have been me because it had a cotton candy note in it, and I was interested in smelling it.
Yeah, so that's the one that I would probably be the most interested in.
It was so masculine to me.
I'm looking for Born in Barbados. Maybe this is a newer one because I don't see it listed, but I do see at the bottom of his site like Born in Barbados. So maybe it's a newer one, but this is it doesn't smell molecular, but it's giving me one of those your skin, but I don't want to say better, like your skin, but more sensual in a unisex way.
Why not get that one? That sounds great. That sounds amazing.
But to my taste, it's I'm glad I have a sample to play with. Yeah, I don't even know if I would quite get a travel, because I'm one that if I do get a your skin but better, I've already have like my top 3, and that's good enough for me. Like I don't need to add many to my collection.
Yeah.
But it's not drawing me in to be like, okay, let's say this. Let's say this. So if for me, Juliet Has a Gun, Super Dose, Not a Perfume, I feel like that's one of my favorite your skin but better for me and my small collection of those that I like. This would be that for a man.
Okay, I can see that.
His skin but better.
Yes. I gotta grab my charger real quick. My phone is about to die.
Okay.
Be right back. Be right back.
You guys are commenting. Thank you so much for joining our live and chatting with us. I do see some of the comments. This is my first time hosting a StreamYard live, and so I don't quite know how to make the comments pop up on the screen, but thank you. Hey, Tanika, Rosa Yala, the perfume, Adik Como Yo. Hey, Patricia, Ade. Thanks, guys. You're back. So the next one I really wanted to hear your opinion on. Did you get Jasmine Freak? Jasmine Freak?
I did get it.
Okay.
And I had smelled that one at the booth.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a huge Jasmine person. But this is nice. Unexpectedly nice for me.
Okay. So this one I remember it was put on my radar by Joy Jenkins. No, Joy.
Mm-hmm.
But she was kind of raving about it, even though
Yeah.
she said it's probably not one that she would add to her collection. So I was pretty interested in trying it out. And when I tried it out, I was like, okay, great. It's a nice jasmine, kind of bubblegummy, sweet jasmine. I like it. I feel like I have my fair share of bubblegum tuberoses. I'm a huge fan of the Scandal line by Jean-Paul Gaultier. And then another one that I love, I think is Moon Carnival by Wilhelm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So between those, like I think I'm good and probably would not add Jasmine Freak. Though I am feeling like the wear, this is on paper, but the wear on skin might be surprisingly different and appeal to me more.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely love the sample. I'm gonna love on the sample for sure.
Yeah.
But it's better than I remember.
Yeah,
it's better than I remember for sure.
Like I feel like there's some hidden little strawberry or something cute in there that I'm like,
this is springtime. Flirty dress, like, yeah, I would wear it. I would definitely wear
this is giving me something, that I would love to wear. Oh, is it not coming up on Fragrantica? Because some of these are pretty newer offerings from the brands. So,
he was really pushing it. I remember, like the perfumer. I don't know if he was the perfumer or the owner or both, but he was very. I remember him being very proud of it and just like, because I was over there for a while, like went through their samples and like everybody who kind of came there, he was like, "Have you tried this?" So,
I am really like, I want to take a day and just wear the sample because there's something like poking out that I feel like giving it a couple more hours, it would be hella nice.
Definitely, I agree.
Oh, they're saying new release, no info yet. That's what they said on Reddit.
This thing. Still.
I want to see the notes because I am super curious because I'm so liking this.
It's not on the brand website?
Okay, so I'm seeing that it says exact breakdown.
I guess, and it's in the air, like, and it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really doing it for me right now. Like, yeah, Jasmine Freak. Well, we wanted to be on for an hour, and we have about 10 minutes left, and we did not even barely touch most of the samples that we had. But we could either continue or I'll go through some more later. But I definitely just wanted to hear your opinion and get your take on going to Scentxplore 2024. Like, was it worth it for you? And yeah, what are some final wrap up thoughts about Scentxplore?
Yeah,
As
a first timer, definitely. Like, I really love the energy that was in the room. I mean, like seeing people that I've been watching for years, you know, like Marcy, and there were other people there that I did not get to see, who were there, like Sheree and Simply Aisha, and like to it almost felt, I was telling one of my friends, it almost felt like imposter syndrome, because like I love perfume, I love fragrance, I love talking about it, but I feel like I'm not on the level where they are or where you are. So I was like, when they would say hi, and you know, I spoke briefly with Marcy, like I was like, but am I supposed to be here? Like that's how I felt. But nobody ever made me feel like that. That was just kind of in my mind. And I really love just exploring houses that I would never had gotten to have my nose on before. Everybody was friendly, you know, everybody just was having a good time. I think the space was too small. I think they have definitely outgrown this space, and they need to explore maybe revamping it a little bit, where it's a bigger space, where there's more area for socialization. Because if you stop and talk and chat with people that you've known, you know, either through the internet or you've known in person, like you're kind of in the way of people who are trying to get to the booths. Yeah, I mean, but when I go back, I would definitely go back. I enjoyed my time. I wish I could have stayed for more than just that one day, because I felt very rushed, and I felt like I did not get a chance to explore every house that kind of piqued my interest. But I would definitely, next year, I do plan on staying at least for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you think?
Also tell me this. It sounds like you said you enjoyed yourself and you would definitely return. For those people that are like, for $100 to just go to a show to buy perfume, like, what would you say in terms of like if that's worth it or not, to like take this trip to New York, spend $100 on a ticket, and you know, kind of go through the rigmarole of being there.
Yeah.
Of all times to go to New York. What would you say?
Well, I would say get the early bird ticket, because that was $80, and I think the samples alone are way over $80. Like, I mean, the new Amouages that came out, like, I think online they are more than that. The sample kit that we got included. So you're going to get your money back as far as the perfume is concerned, as far as the cost of the ticket is concerned. But yes, I mean, for some people, getting to New York is going to be quite an expense. I mean, we live on the East Coast, and even with that, it was, my ticket to get there was more expensive than my ticket to into the event. But I felt like it was just a nice day trip. Like, you know, I felt like it was worth it. I enjoyed that time to kind of spend in this community, and you know, I'm gonna spend it on something. Like, I might as well just get to a, you know, have a little trip and enjoy my time away from, you know, everything, the normal rigmaroles of life and family and kids, and just like spending my time in this very calm and inviting atmosphere. So for me, it was worth it, you know, but everybody's financial situation is different. But I do think that if you can swing it, at least one time you should swing it, but get the early bird ticket. And, you know, if you have to flight, you know, do a flight, Frontier, Spirit, I don't know. I did Amtrak, which was probably more expensive than a Frontier or a Spirit flight, but I think it was worth it.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm glad you think so, because sometimes I'm always worried about that. Like, you spend $100 to get there, then you're going there and bottles are still, you know, 100 plus, and it's kind of quite the expense, I think. In December. Christmas is coming up. The holidays, we just got through Thanksgiving, so it could be a bit much, but I think the experience is worth it at least
Mhm.
one time. And I literally the first day I was like, I think this will be my last year coming because it's really it got a bit overwhelming just to try to make it and make sure you this isn't, I guess for me it wasn't, or I was thinking it wasn't a trip that you should just try to run and do. It's like one that you probably want to plan for, because if
Mhm.
you want to buy something, you got to have the budget. And then for me, I wanted plans to do more than just Scentxplore when I go to New York. When I go to New York, I'm either seeing Times Square and then I just see Scentxplore and that's it. Like I'm not experiencing New York any other way, and
Mhm.
that I did not want to do. But after I got there, after I got to see you and all my other friends, and doing the Zernelle Gillie after party pop up, like all of that was just so awesome that I'll just make better plans for next year. Even though I had said that last year, I'm gonna make better plans this year for the end of the year and have a good time.
Yeah.
Probably give myself like a 2 full bottle limit purchase, which I think I did this year. Oh, can you please tell us if you went and what samples or what did you try that turned into a full bottle purchase?
Yeah, the only one that turned into a full bottle purchase was Mies Bijou's Passion Island, which I actually got yesterday, came in yesterday. I remember being there and it smelled really, really sweet. And like, I was like, yeah, okay, walked away. And then I met up with you um, and I was walking around with you. And then we were at the booth and we were talking to Nigel and like his crew.
Mhm.
And somebody in his crew, maybe his sister, sprayed it. And I was like, what was that? Because it was wafting up to me. But when I got it yesterday, the patchouli that is in the base was coming through really strong for me. Now it was super cold. Like the bottle was cold. I literally just opened it and the bottle was cold. So I need to revisit it because I remember it smelling differently, but that was the only one that turned into a full bottle for me.
Oh, nice.
What about you? What did you get?
So for me, what turned into a full bottle purchase, which I felt very proud of and just excited about, literally didn't come from Scentxplore, but because I was in New York for Scentxplore, I had the opportunity. So I was able to go to the Zernelle Gillie pop-up, which I'm just so excited about because I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna be in New York by myself. I knew I was gonna meet you at the conference, but for the most part, in the other few days, that I would kind of just be on my own. But if I did anything, regardless of how much this Uber ride would cost, I was gonna make my way over to what's my girl's boutique name?
Is it
Um,
Kimberly?
yeah, what's it called?
I don't know what it's called, but it's a Kimberly who does artsy. Some it's the name of her brand is like artsy something.
Oh, I feel I'm doing myself such a disservice. So I hear what you're saying. There is a black owned brand called Kimberly New York, and I think she has a perfume called Art or Artsy. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a perfume brand. But yes, thank you, Tanika. I had to go to Muse Perfume Boutique, which is black owned by a woman. And I was like, no matter what I do, outside of Scentxplore, I'm going to Muse. And lo and behold, Zernelle Gillie's pop up was hosted at Muse. So I was too excited to kill two birds with one stone. I went to Muse. I met Zernelle at Scentxplore. He was so friendly and just personable. And it's just something to be said about being a regular friendly person. Like he wasn't putting on airs because he's a perfume brand owner and he had to present a certain way. He was just completely normal but friendly, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And he was like, come on through, like, yeah, like the more the merrier, like, because we were supposed to get tickets beforehand, which
Um,
I was like, I need to get a ticket since it seems like there was just so much going on at the last minute, and that I wasn't able to make that decision to buy the ticket to go. But when I met him, I was like, I don't care. I could show up at the door. They could charge me at the door. They can turn me away. But I was just going to find my way there. And he's a DJ, so that just added another level. Because that was just something I didn't know about him and the brand, is that these are some of his expressions of being a DJ. So he has things like disco, techno. He has a new one coming out called R&B, which we're all waiting for. I want to see the notes on that. I'm so excited. But so this long explanation to say, I walked away with a fragrance called Techno from Zernelle Gillie that I bought from Muse. That was very important to me because it was just Black money in the Black community. And so I was very intentional that was my first purchase. The second one that I got was on a whim. I think most of you know, or Ty, that I'm a Navitus fan. And I really, really wanted one of the new ones. That's called Vanilla Clot by Chris of Perfume Nest on YouTube. But I wasn't able to get it then. So I did is it a Hail Mary? Probably not a Hail Mary, but I was just like, give me that one. And it was one that was not on my radar, one that I had not spent a lot of time with, and it wasn't as intentional. It's called Chocolate. Girl, see how bad that is? This is how bad we are. We just buy stuff, don't even remember. Buy stuff 2 weeks ago, don't remember. But it's a Navitus fragrance. Oh, actually, it's a Viva More fragrance.
Okay.
And it has chocolate in the name. Let me just see. I'm real quick. Sorry to hold you. 1 second.
Are you good? I'm just trying to remember. Okay. I'm so mad that I missed the Zernelle Gillie event. I missed all the after parties.
I know I didn't. So I didn't go to the one with the Elementals, which is another Black-owned fragrance brand. I didn't go because I was intent and pressed to be on my New York, let's scope out New York. Let's see a little bit more and do a little bit more than I usually do when I go to New York. So I actually skipped that one, and it's kind of a regret. But I was happy that I was able to do some things and feel like I was in New York for a little bit. But the name of the fragrance is Choco Exclusive.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed that one. It's a Sidonie Lensensur. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But she's a familiar perfumer with Navitus, with Viva More. I think she did. No, Bertrand Duchefort did a lot of AIs and perfumes, but Sydney did a lot of the other ones. This has notes of blood orange and Calabrian bergamot, dark chocolate, African coffee absolute. It has a pancakes and maple syrup accord and Madagascar vanilla. Now, I'm sorry, I'm all bumping all over the mic. I hope that's not sounding weird. But hi V. I'm glad you love J-Hack Superdose too, like Tanika. But this has a maple syrup accord, and I don't like maple syrup in a fragrance because I do not want to smell like a plate of pancakes. But this has pancakes and maple syrup.
That's crazy.
But I was like, when I smelled it, it was a chocolate that just wasn't dark, cloying chocolate. It was chocolate with some extra stuff that I was curious about the journey of, like, where it was going to take me, if this maple was going to creep up and just be gross. I don't know, but I took a chance on it because a lot of the fragrances they put on sale for the last day. So you got really good deals on day 3 when they're packing up all their tester stuff they were selling off.
Okay.
Which is a Scentxplore tip, but don't get caught up on that, because when I went back for my vanilla clot that they said it was going to hold for me, and they did not. Homeboy had a whole list of like people who actually like reserved their bottles So there I am
Wow.
on the third day, like that list wasn't created when I asked about it. So I was a little teed about that. I don't know why I still went ahead and bought a bottle, but
What?
whatever, things happen. So
What
that was
chocolate?
my purchase. I really like it. I get a little chocolate, but then I feel like it's chocolate that goes into an Altair kind of vibe, which
Mm.
I was like, I already have like Altair ish. So I didn't want to, but I still enjoy it. And I enjoy wearing it.
And it wasn't on your radar at all.
Was not on my radar. Well,
Mm-hmm.
let me say this: when Viva More first dropped, I was like so hyped and had to get the Discovery set.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it, and there were so many that were just like, this is so delicious. However, a lot of them seem to be a twist or a more decadent kind of version of Navitus fragrances that already existed, in
Oh,
my opinion.
okay.
So I was like, let me not jump out there and get these things if I already have a version of it already.
Yeah.
So I just kind of let that go. But Viva More as a brand, definitely on my radar. I knew there were so many that I would love to have. I just didn't want duplicates of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I never got anything. So this was my opportunity to get something. It was there. It was more of a full bottle instead of like a dented tester or something. And I bought it.
I don't even remember Viva More. Like, I remember being in the Navitas, but it was very crowded the first day. So I didn't get around because like, they had the kind of, this shape of a booth. So was it more on this side?
So to me, I felt like they were sort of blended in. I felt like
Okay.
Navitu had the prominent name on the booth, but as you
Mm-hmm.
looked at the bottles, you would see like some of the Viva Moors kind of dispersed in there.
Okay. That's why I paid to go more than one day because I don't even remember them being there.
Yeah. So and I just need to add, out of everything that we smell, this Jasmine freak is giving me the business over here, like
I,
standing out, doing the most, and it's
it,
like,
it,
girl, are
it's
you
still
going to buy a
here.
bottle or what? And this is, even though I feel like I have enough white flower, jasmine, and tuberose fragrances to do me good,
Yeah.
this would go on the list to be purchased at some point.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. I will say, because Jasmine, classically, people are like headache inducing, blah, blah, blah. There's none of that with this.
So for me, it doesn't come off as a sharp jasmine or
Mm-mm.
white floral. It's
Mm.
because it's sweeter.
Yes, definitely.
It's sweeter, but it still has its floral nature. It's not syrupy and kind of gummy. Um, I need to remember what room 1015 bottles look like because
They're like almost oval at the bottom with that
funny
hexagon
on
on
top.
top. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm sitting here like, but would I get Moon Carnival? Because I just like that name. Like it just sounds so me. But
I love that name. So
but
would you
I
go back?
like
Because
this.
you said that you were thinking that like this year was going to be your last year, but your conclusion is you're going to come back for next year.
Just playing better.
Okay. Okay. That's good to
Yeah.
know.
I stayed in Jersey this time, which is not a bad idea at all. But I just think we need to come together a little bit more as a community and like demand that these not demand, but you know how people get blocks at a hotel, like
Mhm.
with a discount, like we really need to do that. So I'm gonna hopefully find people and be like, look, we need to get together and work on this because it would be so much nicer to not have to leave Chelsea for everything or
Mhm.
be out at 2, 3 in the morning and have to get back across state lines, which is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like being from the DMV, I'm just like, okay, you can go to Virginia. Like it's not a huge deal,
Yeah.
but in New York and Jersey, like Ubers and stuff, like one night going back home, I picked an Uber that costed $50, which is about normal when you're trying to go across to Jersey.
Yeah.
But by the time he dropped me off and sent my receipt, it was over $100, and I
Yeah.
freaked out. Like,
When you told
it
me that, I
was,
was like, wow. That was crazy.
that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, which makes it not enjoyable to go, but
Mhm.
it's just about planning better. We met a friend, Augusta, who's more well versed on getting around and traversing on the public transportation and stuff like that. So that was awesome. But yeah, it's just really about better planning.
Miss Augusta did not stick to that two bottle limit, honey. Miss Augusta's hands were full when we saw her, when we met her.
Yeah.
She did not play.
Yeah. So she was
Mhm.
my Scentxplore buddy. And for like the remainder of the trip, she's
Mhm.
such an awesome person. Like when I went last year with Bempe, I was like, how does the universe bring me these amazing people to like connect with and just like have a good time? I didn't know you from Adam. Like we have met prior like once before, but that was
Yeah.
it. Like not even like where do you live? Like it was just like, oh hi, I'm so and so, and that was it. And then we connected and went to the show together. Like
Mhm.
I couldn't have asked for a better like person to, you
Oh,
know, go with. And then
I
here
feel the
comes
same.
Augusta. I'm just like, God be looking out though.
But it's about the energy that you're putting out there in the world too.
I hope so, because I mean, I hope I'm not putting out old girl, I'm lost out here. But
No, but you need to put out some more YouTube videos.
when we start, it's 2025. We completed a live. I have a new camera that I'm excited to use. It's really
Mhm.
about getting in a rhythm of like putting time towards it. Because even before the Christmas break, I did some vlogging footage that I just have not been able to sit down and put together. Especially just using a new camera and having to do a new way of editing and stuff. So
Mhm.
it's about time, but I'm
It's about time.
excited. I'm
We're
excited
looking.
for us to do more stuff.
Yeah, we're looking
So
forward to your videos.
thanks so much, Ty, for joining me. And maybe
Thank you.
if you're up to it, I don't know, we could do a part two. I could do a part two because there's so much more stuff in this bag.
Yeah, I mean, we have not even scratched the surface of this bag, and
No.
things people probably want to hear about, like the Amouage collection. So yeah, I think so
Uh,
too. Yeah.
did you get to meet Cecile Zerokian? I guess
Mm,
not.
I didn't meet. No, I didn't get to. Mm-mm.
She was there and she was wearing one of the new Amouage and she let me sniff. And I'm like, people who are into fragrance knows that it's not weird for us to sniff each other's necks. I have another friend from work and we love fragrance. And she's like, I got on this, smell me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
But again,
I saw
thank
her.
you. I don't want to hold you any longer. Get back to beautiful Taylor and the family. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Um,
See you.
See
Bye.
ya.